Bernard Whitman is a Democratic strategist. Ben Ferguson is a CNN political commentator. They both join me live. And Ben Ferguson, also a Republican strategist. All right. So, Ben, first to you, because as a Republican, you know, the typical template is for the anchor in the middle of the picture to go to the Republican and say, this must be a thrilling day. But I have been interviewing you for a year and a half, and it's sort of Alice in Wonderland, my friend. I can't ask you that because you have had your issues with your candidate. Walk me through how you're feeling today.
I'm excited, and I think a lot of this started specifically when you saw the temperament of Donald Trump change drastically after he won, and the way that he addressed the country, which I think was in a really humble way, and a way of saying we've got to come back together and heal. This is over and this is done. If you would have bet me 6 months ago if Donald Trump won the White House, would he go out there and gloat and grandstand and really get in the face of other people who had been against him, I would have said there was a decent chance. But this is the other pivot of Donald Trump. And I'm talking about the businessman. He knows how to have a fight, but he also knows how to settle it afterwards and move on. And I think the words that you saw him say, the way that he interacted with Barack Obama today should give people genuine hope that maybe you are going to see some real change in this country from a man that understands what people are frustrated with. He understands how to get the economy going, and I hope people actually give him a chance. I'm giving him a chance because I do think what you've seen him do, winning fixes a lot of issues. He won. Look how well he's getting along with Democrats and Barack Obama. And also look at how well he's getting along on Capitol Hill early on. I think it's going to be very interesting and shock some people.
I always say it could be an alarming one-day trend because we're making some pretty sweeping comments after a real quick meeting and a very, very quick press opportunity. So, Bernard, some of the things I just picked up from Ben, that his temperament changed drastically and that also we should have some genuine hope. Do you have any of that?
Well, look, the onus is on Donald Trump to reach out across the aisle and recognize that more than half the country did not vote for him. People are upset, they're angry, they're frustrated, they're scared.
Yeah, but what about you? I see those protesters out there. You're a Democratic strategist. This is day 2, and now you're seeing some of the language, at least in this very quick snapshot in their first meeting. I
happen to be personally an eternal optimist. I'm pragmatic, and I'm a realist. He is going to be our president, and we have to figure out a way to work together. But it also says to me the Democratic Party needs to do a better job of reaching out to all communities. We clearly did not have a strong resonant message for white folks who don't have a college education. We need to figure out how to communicate to people across the spectrum. But at the end of the day, it is the responsibility of Donald Trump to reach out to people who he has neglected, who he has been racist and sexist and misogynistic against. It is on him to bring the country together. He has to inspire hope.
I'm going to bring you in a minute. I'm going to bring you in a minute. Hold on, Ben. I've got a whole big show, and I'm going to get you in on that in a moment. I just want Ben, as we were going to break, you were taking issue with what Bernard was saying, and I think this all has to do with unity and how to move forward from this. I know you said this was a bit of a kumbaya day today, but it was just a day, and it was just a couple of sound bites.
Well, and here's the point that I think should be made here. This was a free and fair election. Democrats need to do a better job of policing their own here. You did not see a bunch of Republicans out after Barack Obama won in 2008 or 2012. You didn't see them burning the flag. You didn't see them out there saying that people are going to die over this election. You didn't see people out there, Republicans out there, holding up these types of vulgar, disgusting signs. And Democrats should do a better job of reminding people, hey, we had a free and fair election. We lost. If you don't like it, first of all, did you show up to vote? I would love to know the percentage of the people out there, how many of them did not go vote that actually could have voted. And the other thing is here, this is grandstanding. And I think we should be careful not to legitimize this too much. The fact that we just had an election. If you don't like the outcome, you should have fought harder. You should have taken more friends to the polls. But this is disgusting what we're seeing here. And Democrats are the ones that, if they truly believe in unity, they truly believe in coming together, as so many of them claim they were going to. Nancy Pelosi, the president, and other Democrats have come out. Then go out and talk to these protesters and say, hey, we had our day, we lost. It's time to unify this country and not allow this to continue to get out of control.
I think Ben makes some really good points. I just want to add one of the points to what he said, and that was you shouldn't be out there on the street if you didn't vote. I'd like to know how many of those people out on the street actually went to the ballot box. I got this in my inbox today from Black Lives Matter New York saying, I ain't voting until Black Lives Matter. Well, that just sounds counterproductive.
No, that's an abrogation of civic responsibility. I hope everybody voted. But here's what really bothers me. You have potentially the next Attorney General of the United States who would be in charge of prosecuting protesters, complaining that they're crybabies. You have people like David Clark, the Milwaukee County Sheriff, who's rumored to possibly have a spot in the administration, saying these are tantrums from anarchists. You know why people are upset? You know why they're angry? Because Donald Trump used racist, sexist rhetoric, and one of his first jobs when he assumes the presidency is to appoint a new Supreme Court justice. Do you know who that likely is to be? William Pryor. Excuse me, Ben. I allowed you to speak. Let me talk. William Pryor has called Roe v. Wade the worst abomination in constitutional law history. People are frightened. They're scared that we're going to go back to the days of back alley abortions where women died for exercising their freedom of choice, where gays are not going to be able to marry again. I mean, this is really scary. Where Muslims are going to be deported, where Latinos are going to be. This is not. Wait, what are you kidding me, Ben? This is exactly the rhetoric that Donald Trump used to win the election.
Allowed a transgendered man to come into his building and to use whichever
thank you, Donald Trump. Thank you so much.
Listen, this is where, hold on, I have to take you to task here. You can criticize some things if you want to, but let's be clear. Donald Trump on the transgender gay lesbian issue is probably at this point the most progressive Republican we've ever seen go into the White House.
He has promised to appoint a Supreme Court justice who would overturn the federal marriage decision, and that is disgusting.
I'm only taking over. Ben and